Well, I just took my ice bath, I just meditated, I've just come back from the gym. I'm about to eat some nice food. I'm recording a video, doing something that I love to do. After this I might go and read a book, go and listen to some music, whatever. Life is good right now. I feel good and I feel happy. But 2 weeks ago I didn't. I felt a bit shit. And do you know what that kind of got me thinking was that really happiness and feeling good is a very simple thing to do. When I'm living this kind of life, when I'm doing the things that I enjoy doing, I feel good. And when I'm not, I don't. It's literally as simple as that. We've had the idea of the pillars before, and they're a very important idea. The 7 pillars of life, the 7 things that you need to be doing to kind of feel good, to feel whole. If any one of those things is missing, the roof is going to fall down, and that roof is your kind of feelings of happiness and well-being. So I thought we'd go over the pillars again, a bit slowly, in the kind of pursuit of finding out what's missing. Because if something's going wrong in your life, then it means one of the pillars is missing. It's as simple as that. Now, it can be from an external force. Maybe it's because you're watching pornography, or you're smoking, or something like that. Something from outside that's bearing onto you. But this is a video more so for people that don't have that kind of issue. For people that are doing a lot of the right things but don't know why they don't feel great. But also, I guess, for the people with those overbearing issues. Because if you can do all of these 7 kind of pillars, then it becomes a lot easier to stop relapsing to your addiction effectively. So let's go through the pillars. And pillar number 1 is train. It's so important that you train your body. The amount of times we've been over the quote, but Socrates said, "It is a shame for a man to die without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable." That might be a bit of a misquote, but the point remains that you need to be training your body. You need to be getting stronger, moving your body, lifting heavy weights, exercising, running, doing some sort of endurance activity as well. Maybe 4 days of resistance training and 3 days of cardio a week. Maybe more, maybe 4 days of both. Not 8 days in a week, but you can do 2 on the same day. But yeah, training your body is an extremely important thing to do. So firstly, we have train. Then secondly, there is love. You need love in your life. You need to be loving someone or something, like maybe your girlfriend or your parents or your friends or even just your fellow man. If you're not doing this, then also that's something that can really tear down the kind of ceiling of your life. You need to be outputting some sort of love into the world. And the easiest way I always say to do this is by loving your fellow man. Of course, it's important that you have strong relationships with your friends, with your family, with your girlfriend maybe even. But the step further, the step ahead of that is to have a good relationship with your fellow man. Now that is the important one, and where this kind of pillar is strongest. It's strongest when you walk down the street and you smile at the people that you see. When you go into a shop and you say hi to the cashier, you ask him how his day has been, whatever. You see a homeless man on the street and you talk to him, you give him money or food or whatever. It's about having a love for your fellow man. Too many people these days walk through life as if everyone is their enemy. They've got their headphones in, their hood up, making eye contact with people, giving them the fucking stank eye. Like, brother, love. Love is one of the most important things in this world, and being able to give your love to the most amount of people is how you truly start to feel this pillar. And if you feel bad and you're not doing these things, maybe you're not loving your fellow man, maybe you're not having good relationships, even just simple relationships, acquaintances. If you don't have these things, then that's likely one of the reasons why your ceiling might be falling down. Next we have purpose. And purpose is one, again, we've spoke about so many times on this channel, but you need to have a kind of reason to get up in the morning, something that you're doing, some sort of mission. So for me, it's making these videos, it's my philosophy. It's reading about psychology and neuroscience and neurobiology and educating myself, but also educating you guys and trying to share that knowledge with you. My purpose is to save the lives of 1,000 men. That's what I've always said it is. It's to give people the insights into their life so that they don't kill themselves. That is my purpose. So many people I see, the decline of man and woman into suicide and depression, and the importance of dragging yourself out from that. I remember myself when I was your age, when I was a kid, a young man, and I felt like shit. I was going to the GP, essentially begging the doctor for medicine. And I want to help people, so that is a purpose. But your purpose can be anything. There's Ikigai, it's a famous book, and it's a famous concept of how to discover a purpose. And it asks you the questions of, what makes me happy? What do I love doing? What am I good at doing? What does the world need? And what can I be paid for? And if you can answer those 4 questions, if you can have one activity that fits in the middle of that Venn diagram, then you've found your purpose, and then you should follow that religiously every single day. But purpose is so important. And again, that's one of the biggest pillars missing in people's lives. If I were to look at 50 people, at least 30 of them, I say, will be my estimate, will be missing the pillar of purpose. So many people have no purpose. They live to go out at night, to party, to work a job that they don't really care about. Like for me, for example, this is the thing, and this isn't me trying to brag. So I'm in Australia. I could very easily live a life where essentially I do what I'm doing now. I go and I work a restaurant job, and the money I gain from that, I save it up and I spend it on alcohol and cigarettes and going out at night. And that's fine. But it isn't a purpose. And you need some sort of purpose. So now I've decided I'm going to get back into writing. Of course, I'm making these videos that you've seen every single day for the past 4 or 5 months now. Maybe 4 months. But yeah, purpose is such an important thing to have. Now, what's next? Learn. It's so important to learn something new every single day. If you're at school, maybe just like even pay attention to your classes more. But it can be anything really. It can be watching a Huberman podcast. It can be studying something like psychology, like I study now, or neuroscience and all these things. It can be something like, I don't know, even watching a video like this in a way is learning. It's important to be consuming something but consuming in a way that's actually good for you. I think because of this whole self-improvement sphere and people being told that consumption is this devilish thing, like it's so bad to consume content, they're afraid. But the thing is like, some consumption can be very powerful, and educating yourself in some way is extremely important. I don't know, brother, go onto Wikipedia and click the random thing and go and find a random page and read it if you're struggling for ideas. Look at history, Google, I don't know, whatever, psychology, neuroscience, something. Go and find something to research, but you need to be learning something every day. And again, if you're feeling a bit meh, then maybe it's because you've not learned something since you left school. What's next? Suffer. Suffering is a big pillar as well. It's about having something in every single day that's difficult, something that stresses you out, that's hard to do. For example, taking the ice bath like I've just done. I just made a video on it and I'll upload probably the same day as this one, but it's so easy to take that ice bath, just to pour the ice bag into the bath, turn the water on, go into there and breathe for 5 or 6 minutes. It's very important to do. What else though can you do? I mean, you could go on a run. That's hard for a lot of people. You could go to the gym. I mean, it's difficult because you don't really want to be doing 2 pillars in one. So you can't do train and suffer in the same pillar. But go on a run. That's very difficult to do, for example. Just find something that you don't like doing and do it. But it can be simple things. It can be as simple as cleaning your house or doing a mentally challenging task, doing a maths problem. Something that's difficult to do, but definitely do something that makes you suffer every day. Next, the 6th pillar is breathe. And basically that's as simple as it sounds. It means meditate. And why is it a pillar? It's because I think personally meditation is the most important habit that you can do. So there's everything like going to the gym, which is also a pillar actually, but things like NoFap, and all these habits that are lauded by people in the self-improvement community, well, I think meditation is the most important one. We've been over the benefits, we've been over how to meditate in other videos, but it is so important just to have that kind of calm that pervades your day, that spirituality, that beauty of meditation, just sitting there and listening to the silence of the world, letting your mental perception blur out. It's a very powerful thing. It's a very powerful habit. So honestly, to breathe once a day, just to sit there for 13 minutes ideally, and just to meditate is an extremely important thing to do. And then finally we have the last pillar, which was only just introduced, but it is passion. Every day you need to be doing something that gives you joy. And I explained it in this way last time. I said a lot of the pillars, things like a purpose, things like training, they're all pushing energy out into the world. But a passion is something that brings energy back in. So reading a good book, or playing an instrument, or doing things that actually fuel your fire. It's so important to have that fuel of the fire inside of every single one of your days. Something that builds up that thumos. So that is an important thing to have. It's to have a passion that you pursue every day. Like I said, I don't know, play the guitar, skateboard, read a book. Something that gives you life. Something that gives you some sort of just oomph to your day. So do that. And they're the 7 pillars. But like I say, why it's useful to analyze it in this way. And maybe you can think about it and add your own pillars if you think there are things in your life that you don't feel good without doing. For a lot of religious people, maybe prayer, for example, might be a big pillar. But anyway, but design your own pillars. But that's a good starting point. And that's definitely the pillars that I've discovered to work in my life. But why it's important is because when you go through these ruts and you feel kind of shit, then you know why. It's because one of the pieces is missing. One of the pieces of that puzzle is missing. And if you can isolate that, you know what to kind of reintroduce into your life to start feeling good again. So it's a very powerful tool. So try it. If you're feeling a bit under the weather right now, mentally, then ask yourself which of the pillars you're actually doing. And if you're not doing any of them, that's why you're feeling shit. And the best way to feel good again is to start doing them. Either to start them or to restart them if you stop doing them. But yeah, very easy. Train, love, purpose, suffer, breathe, passion, learn, if we say that one. But anyway, they're the 7 pillars and what you should be doing every single day. Anyway, if you gained any value from that video, drop a subscribe. Come chat to me on the Discord or give me a call, and I'll see you in the next video, brother. Manifest excellence. I'm so proud of you. See you tomorrow.